Alright, let's see what's happening with Solana. So, in the past couple of days, Solana's been dropping a little bit. Now, nothing too crazy. We did outline in my last video a potential triple bottom formation that, still hasn't played out, may not even play out, but we did outline this triple bottom formation. Now, why I think it's likely we could be setting up for something like this, where we have one bottom, two bottoms, and then, maybe a third bottom here or a third bottom here, it doesn't really matter where it is if we zoom out, bear in mind that we had a massive rally. We made an all-time high, we came down a bunch, we came down, let's see how much we came down. Approximately 69% we dropped on Solana. We put in our first bottom, we had a rally, came down, put in our second bottom, small rally, and then we could be potentially setting up for our third bottom. Now if we zoom out, you can also see, when Solana went on its first run, it was basically pennies down here until it started rallying from, $2. Once it did start rallying from the $2, we came all the way up to our all-time high at 56. If we zoom in, you can see that we put in, or from the top we came down 67%, so pretty much lining up with the 69% drop we've just had. We put in one bottom, we had a big pump, came down, put in a second bottom, which was tiny bit higher, but nonetheless. We then had a small dead cat bounce, came down, put in our third bottom before going off to the races. And after that triple bottom and that strong pump, we knew that that was the bottom of the downtrend for Solana. Similarly, we've put in this big all-time high over here, had a 69% drop, which is pretty similar to the 67. We've put in 1, 2, and what I'm seeing here is we could potentially be putting in our third bottom. Now the lowest I'd want this to see to still consider this a kind of triple bottom formation is anywhere between 67, 69, anywhere in this region here. I mean, I wouldn't really want to see it come all the way down to the 60s down here. It could still be possible that we'd be doing a triple bottom, but in my opinion, anywhere between 72 and 60, 69 is really the last region that I'd want it to kind of come down to. If we go much further than that, then you can still argue that this could potentially be a triple bottom, but the lower and lower we go, the less likely it becomes a triple bottom, and the more it's just a continuing downtrend. So in the short term, this could be something that we could be looking out for, a reversal, like I said, anywhere between 69 and 72. But your last line in the sand would really be down here at 56. If we did lose 56, this is the 1.618 target of this micro fib. If I show you from this low here to this high, we get the 1.618 down here at 55, 56. If we did lose 56, I mean it's going to get extremely ugly, because this 56 lines up with this high here. If we did lose that 56, we would be breaking pretty much all market structure. And yeah, it really wouldn't be looking good. I mean, the only place I could see it dropping down below there would be $21, which, like I say, in my opinion, I am a massive Solana bull. I don't think it would come anywhere down there. But what I am saying from an objective perspective, obviously I do hold this and I want it to do well. Once we lose 72, it becomes very iffy, because this is the 786. Technically, if we did break this 786, we would have lost all market structure. Everything would be gone, and it would be very shaky. But like I said, anywhere testing the bottom of this trend line, as long as we do have a strong push up above it, then I think we could be off to the races. But your last line in the sand, your last hopium level is really the 56 down here. I'm hoping we don't get that low and we only come down to like I said, 69 down here, which would put us up with a nice triple bottom formation, and at which point we would really need to see a big push up. If we don't start seeing massive volume coming in, if we don't start seeing massive buying pressure, and a reversal specifically for Bitcoin and the total crypto market cap, then I do think Solana would be falling off the table. So I'm going to keep my eyes on these regions down here at 69%, but if we do drop much further from 69 and we don't have a strong reversal coming in ASAP, then I would be very worried, at least in the short term. I'm not worried in the long term. I don't plan on selling, my spot Solana anywhere near these prices, but in the short term, I would be worried that we do have, a lot further to go down if we do lose those levels. So if we come over to the BTC Solana pair, we've recently just broken below the 618 on the Solana Bitcoin pair specifically. So not looking too great, if I'm honest. We could potentially have something like this on our hands, either a bottom down here at a 5% drop. This is the 1.618 from the low to the high. If we did drop down there, that would be a 5% drop. So, assuming Bitcoin starts dropping a bit and also Solana starts dropping a bit, I believe Solana would come down maybe 12% against the US dollar if Bitcoin comes down like another 5% or so, and that would tie us up with the 70 and 69 bottom that we are really hoping is going to be our last line in the sand. If we do drop below there, then this 1.618 would be lost, and we would basically have a massive drop all the way down to the 786. So like I say, I am a big Solana fan. I don't enjoy necessarily saying bearish scenarios, but my channel is about non-bullshit, just straight to the point technical analysis. Won't always be the best news because crypto isn't always a straight rocket ship to the moon. Sometimes we do have turbulence. Like I say, in the long term, Solana is the #1 altcoin that I hold. I do think it will do extremely well, but in the short term, like I say, if we don't hold this 69 region down here, anywhere between 70 and 69, then we would really need to start talking about much lower price targets for Solana, which I don't want to talk about. But like I said, we'll keep an eye on this 69. If we do break below 69, we'll make an update. On the same accord, if we do triple bottom down here and have a strong pump, we will be the first to update you. So yeah, that's basically all I see for Solana. So once again, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace.